You made it. Video 10, the final chapter. Take a moment to appreciate how far you have come. You started this course with a basic understanding of what prompts are. You now have something completely different, a comprehensive, professional-grade prompt engineering toolkit that most AI users will never come close to building. You have the foundational mindset that separates engineers from casual users. You can construct zero-shot prompts with precision and deploy the ROSES framework for complex, high-stakes tasks. You understand token economics, few-shot calibration, and chain-of-thought reasoning. You control your output with the format framework, build error-resistant prompts that catch mistakes before they happen, and mitigate bias to produce fair and balanced content. You create deep AI personas with the voice framework, manage context windows strategically, and build modular prompt systems that compound in value over time. Now it is time to bring every single one of those skills together into one thing, your signature prompt engineering framework. Something that is uniquely yours, built for your specific challenges, your workflow, and your goals. This is the capstone of everything you have built across this course, and it is the thing that will give you a genuine competitive advantage long after this video is over. Let's end strong. Every technique you have learned in this course is powerful on its own, but a signature framework is more than the sum of its parts. It is a complete, integrated system, one that reflects exactly how you work, what you need, and where you consistently face challenges. There are 5 reasons why building your own framework is the most valuable thing you will do in this course. First, perfect fit. Generic frameworks are designed for everyone, which means they are optimized for no one in particular. Your custom framework is designed specifically for your use cases, your industry, and your goals. That specificity translates directly into better, faster, more relevant output. Second, workflow integration. The best framework is one you will actually use, and the one you will actually use is the one that fits seamlessly into how you already work. A custom framework is designed around your existing workflow, not against it. Third, competitive advantage. In a world where most people are still writing basic prompts and hoping for the best, a professionally engineered personal framework gives you capabilities that others simply do not have. That gap is real, and it grows over time. Fourth, efficiency optimization. When your framework is calibrated to your most common tasks and most frequent challenges, every prompt you write becomes faster and more effective. The time you invest in building the framework pays back many times over. Fifth, progressive improvement. Unlike a collection of individual prompts, a framework evolves. Every time you discover something that works better, you update the framework, and every future prompt benefits immediately. It is a system that gets smarter as you use it. Building a custom framework is not a guessing game. The Meta framework gives you a clear 4-stage process for creating something that is both well-designed and genuinely effective. Meta stands for Map, Evaluate, Test, and Adapt. M. Map your requirements and common use cases. Before you design anything, you need a clear picture of your current reality. This is where you audit your prompting life honestly. Which tasks do you repeat constantly? The things you use AI for every single week. Where does quality absolutely have to be perfect? The client-facing documents, the high-stakes analyses, the content that represents your professional reputation? What is your biggest time waster in the prompt process? The thing that consistently takes longer than it should or requires the most revision? And who else might need to use your prompts? Is this a solo system, or does it need to be teachable to team members? Answering those 4 questions gives you the requirements for your framework. Everything you build from this point forward serves those requirements. E. Evaluate existing frameworks for gaps and strengths. You are not starting from scratch. You have 9 videos of proven frameworks behind you. Before designing your custom system, identify which of those frameworks already serve your needs well and which leave gaps. Where does Zero Shot consistently deliver? Where do you always end up reaching for roses? What tasks still feel unsatisfying even when you apply your best techniques? The gaps are where your custom framework adds the most value. T. Test hybrid approaches combining elements. The most powerful custom frameworks are usually hybrids, combinations of proven components rearranged and refined for a specific context. Take the elements that work best for your most common tasks and experiment with combining them in new ways. A persona module from Voice, paired with a process structure from Roses, wrapped in a format specification. That combination might be precisely what a particular task type in your work demands. A. Adapt and refine based on results. No framework is complete at first design. The meta framework treats your initial design as a hypothesis, something to be tested against real tasks and refined based on real results. Build it, use it on actual work, gather honest feedback, and iterate. The framework that emerges from that cycle of testing and refinement will be dramatically more effective than anything designed in the abstract. The meta process tells you how to think about your framework. These 4 steps tell you how to build it. Step 1. Audit your current reality. Go back through the prompts you've used most successfully, your greatest hits. Look for the patterns. What do your best prompts have in common? What elements appear consistently in the ones that work and are absent in the ones that fall short? This pattern analysis is the foundation of your framework design. You are not inventing something new. You are codifying what already works and building a system around it. Step 2. Define your non-negotiables. Every effective framework has a set of elements that are always present, the things that must be included for the output to meet your standards. For you, this might be a specific persona depth, a particular process structure, a format specification, or an error resistance layer. Identify the 3 to 5 components that are truly non-negotiable for your work and make them the backbone of your framework. Step 3. Design your custom framework. Give your framework a name, something memorable that you can reference quickly. Define each component clearly with enough specificity that you could explain it to someone else in under 5 minutes. Create a standard structure that feels natural and intuitive. And document not just when to use it, but when not to, because knowing the boundaries of your framework is just as important as knowing its strengths. Step 4. Test, refine, repeat. Apply your framework to real tasks you are working on right now. Compare the results to how you would have approached those tasks before this course. Gather feedback from yourself, from anyone who reviews or uses your outputs, and iterate based on what the performance data tells you. Your framework is not finished when you design it. It is finished when it consistently delivers the results you need. Once your framework is built and in use, the improve cycle keeps it getting better over time. This 7-stage process transforms your framework from a static design into a living, evolving system. I. Identify performance gaps. Regularly review your outputs and ask honestly, where is the framework falling short? What kinds of tasks still require more revision than they should? Where do you find yourself supplementing the framework with manual adjustments? M. Measure baseline performance. Before making changes, establish what your current performance actually looks like. Track quality metrics, accuracy, relevance, comprehensiveness, and practical usefulness. Track efficiency metrics, token usage, time spent crafting prompts, number of iterations needed, and reusability across similar tasks. And track process metrics, whether you are selecting the right framework components for each task, how well individual modules are performing, and how well the system works for others if you share it. P. Propose targeted modifications. Based on your gap analysis and baseline measurement, identify specific, testable changes to make, not wholesale redesigns, targeted refinements to the components that are underperforming. R. Run comparative tests. Test your proposed modification against the current version on real tasks. Parallel testing, running both versions on the same or equivalent tasks, gives you the clearest picture of whether the change is genuinely an improvement. O. Observe results objectively. Let the data guide you, not your instincts. It is natural to feel attached to the design choices you made, but the only thing that matters is whether the output quality improves. Be willing to be wrong and to change course based on what the results actually show. V. Validate improvements. A change that works on one test case needs to prove itself across a range of scenarios before it is permanently adopted. Validate that your modification consistently improves performance across diverse tasks before building it into your standard framework. E. Expand successful changes. Once a change is validated, apply it broadly. Update your modular library, revise your templates, document the change and the reasoning behind it. A validated improvement should lift every future prompt that touches that component. Here is your capstone challenge, the task that brings everything in this course together into one complete demonstration of everything you have built. Create your signature prompt engineering showcase. This is a comprehensive system built around one high-value use case that is genuinely important to your work right now. It should incorporate at least 3 of the advanced techniques you have learned across this course. It should include modular components that you can reuse. It should implement error handling and bias mitigation. It should feature a custom output format designed for your specific workflow. And it should be documented clearly enough that someone else could follow it. The success criteria are straightforward. Your system should be coherent and elegant. Every component should have a clear purpose and work in harmony with the others. It should be flexible enough to handle different variations of your use case without requiring a complete rebuild. It should handle errors and edge cases reliably. The output it produces should be immediately usable with minimal editing, and your documentation should be clear enough to teach it to someone else in under 15 minutes. When you complete this challenge, you will have done something that the vast majority of AI users will never do. You will have gone from writing prompts to engineering systems. And that gap between using AI and engineering it is where the real competitive advantage lives. Let's take a moment to appreciate what you have built across this course. You have a solid professional understanding of advanced prompting frameworks: zero shot, roses, chain of thought, reason, format, voice, module, and meta. You have specialized techniques for every kind of task: analytical, creative, technical, strategic. You have a personal modular prompt library that compounds in value with every task you complete. You have the ability to build custom frameworks from first principles. And you have the improve cycle, a continuous optimization engine that ensures your system never stops getting better. But more than any individual technique or framework, you have something more valuable, a completely different way of thinking about AI. You no longer ask, what should I type? You ask, what system should I design? You no longer hope for good results, you engineer them. And that shift in thinking, from passive user to active engineer, will pay dividends in everything you do with AI from this moment forward. The world is full of people who use AI. There are very few who engineer it. You are now one of them. Go build something extraordinary.